It is 7:06. I would like to call this meeting to order. Before we call roll call, I would ask everyone if we can have a moment of silence for Reverend Jesse Jackson. Thank you. And in reference, let's keep hope alive. Thank you.
All right.
Deputy Clerk, thank you. Can you call roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Julinski,
Present.
Alderperson Chapman, Alderperson Smith,
Present.
Alderperson Key,
Present.
Alderperson Randall,
Present.
Alderperson Rogers.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Is there a reverend in the house? May I ask who?
Mr. Smith, would you mind?
Thank you.
Let us bow. Father, we do thank you for the gift of life and the grace and mercy you have extended to us this day. We thank you for the privilege to know you and the privilege to serve. We pray now your blessings upon this gathering of your people, the servants who lead and serve this city, and know the constituents and residents that are here today to learn and support the business of the city of Harvey. Bless this city, bless those who serve, and help us all, oh God, to do it, that you might get glory out of all that we do and glory out of our lives. In the name of our risen Christ, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Deputy Clerk, can you please note that Alderperson Chapman is present? Yep. Thank you. There is no need to go into executive session tonight. So I would like a motion to approve the minutes for February 9th.
Motion to approve the minutes for February 9th.
Second.
We have a motion by the sixth and a second by the third. Alderperson Rogers,
Yes.
Alderperson Randall,
Aye.
Alderperson Key,
Aye.
Alderperson Smith,
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Julinski.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Committeeman Rogers, do we have a motion for the approval of bills list for January 26, 2026?
Madam Pro Mayor Drewinski, we did have an opportunity to have a finance meeting and it went very successful. And we have 3 bills lists to ratify. Would you like to do all 3 of them simultaneously, or would you like to do them individually, one at a time?
That would be fine.
Okay. The chairman of the finance
Point of order.
committee.
Need a motion.
Yes.
Need a motion
We need a motion
for omnibus vote.
for an omnibus vote on the bills list. Thank you.
Thank you, Co-Chair. We need a motion to vote and ratify the bills list for January the 28th,
Not 26.
February the 23rd,
January 26th.
January 26th, my mistake, I misspoke. January 26th, February 23rd, and February the 9th. Do I have a motion?
No, I just asked for a motion, so we need a first and a second.
Do I have a second?
A motion for omnibus vote. We are seeking to put all three together. Do we have,
Second.
who first? Who made it?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Vote all of them together.
Point of information.
Figured. Same issue.
Hey, y'all call for a discussion. They call it for a discussion, call it where you bring it into the council floor.
Okay, since we have the motion and we have a second, and we have a point of order, Alderman Keys.
A point of information. I just want to let the residents know and let the council know. For us to do this simultaneously, to vote on 3 different months of bills, and we only had 1 meeting over 2 months. We need to break everything down, and we can start this from right now. Whether we're behind or not, we need to make sure everything we're doing, we need to take 1 step at a time. For us to be able to do this unanimously and vote on all 3 months, and we only had 1 hour meeting, people are still asking questions, people don't have information. As an alderman, I don't have any information, any invoices and things like that. I think we should take it 1 at a time. And I don't understand why we will vote on 3 months of bills, even though we're behind.
Okay. That's fine. So you.
Well, I was trying to finish, but am I taking too long?
Yes, you were supposed to ask one question, and you already asked that question. And you brought your debate up, and that's a good point.
All right, so if you know my question, can you just simply answer it?
Then you would like to do it separately,
Yes.
and I'm fine with that as well. So there was a motion to do it omnibus, and then there was a motion now that you brought it up for a debate. Is there any other debate?
Yes. And so that the public,
Okay,
thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. So the public is aware what an omnibus vote is. It's when we're voting to ratify or vote.
and your
on-
question is?
It's following.
Okay,
It's when we vote on everything at once. And so I just want to further echo that in our last finance committee meeting, there were no invoices provided by the comptroller. There were no details provided by the finance committee that could give some specific detail. For instance, let me use this one example. In the January bills list, there are 4 charges of $6,700 by Cornell Darden of the Chicago.
excuse me, Alderperson Chapman. This is a vote, we're in the middle of a vote, and if you have a debate, then we can vote on that, and then we'll see where the votes, okay?
I totally understand,
Okay.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem. I was explaining what an omnibus vote is and why I'm not in favor of it. The second portion of my explanation is.
One question at a time. Robert Rules of Order, one question at a time.
So I second it then here.
No, it's a question.
Okay. So my question is, what services were rendered for the $6,700 that Cornell Darden earned as a lobbyist? What lobbyist dollars were brought back to the city of?
Okay,
For
so,
$26,400, for a
okay,
total of
may I
$6,700.
allow to answer the question?
Yes, you may now.
That
I'll
is
say this
not-
question.
That is not a question to take all the bills together. The question was, do we take this as an omnibus? Yes or no? We can vote. And then if it fails, then we can go into the actual approval to ask your question. So it's 2 different. So the first question is that, and we're gonna have the the deputy clerk, take the roll call on that particular to take it omnibus. Thank you. Thank you, call the vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Truinsky,
Thank you.
Alderperson Chapman,
No.
Alderperson Smith,
Yes.
Alderperson Key,
No.
Alderperson Randall,
No.
Alderperson Rogers,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Rogers, do you have a motion for July 26, 2026? January, I'm sorry.
January 26th. Madam Co-Chair, you know what? We got here at 6 o'clock, and there may have been a dozen people here. If you wanted to have your questions answered in regards to the bills list, all you had to do was show up at 6 o'clock. We don't have to go into this again. All these people over here ask questions. Do we have to go into this again? Okay, I want to do it anyways, but it doesn't matter. For the sake of transparency, let's do one at a time. Okay? Let's do one at a time.
Wait, hello,
Point of
excuse me.
Point of
Excuse me.
information.
One moment, I have the floor, Alderman Randall L. Thank you.
No, they have.
Oh, I'm sorry, who was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Keys. It's hard to tell over here who's saying because of the echo. Okay, we are taking the vote one at a time.
Great.
Now, I am asking for a motion to accept January 26, 2026 expenses.
Motion to approve January 26, 2026 bills list.
Second.
Thank you. Deputy Clerk, may you call roll?
Is there any discussion going to be called?
Is there any discussion for January 26th?
Yes.
Remember, it's one question. Thank you.
What services were rendered at $6,700 times 4, which are $26,400? What services were rendered to the city of Harvey? What lobbying results have we seen?
I can answer that question. Our lobbyists, the lobbyist goes to Springfield and they speak on our behalf of our needs and they bring it up to legislation in Springfield. At this time, as many of you are aware, we are in the process of one, seeking if we can become a distressed city. Two, we are seeking if we can get X amount of dollars. I believe the amount is $30 million to cover our pension deficits. Three, as our lobbyist is working on, is to stop the state from taking 35% of all revenue coming to our city. So let me explain in simple terms. If we get a $100 grant, $100, we have to pay the state comptroller 35%. So that's $35. The remaining goes into the grant. But the problem lies for our city and most grants, the funds are allocated for certain projects. So we're at a disadvantage because we do not have that extra 35% or $35 in the case of a $100 grant to give the city and then allocate that $100 for our bills. And that is what our lobbyist is doing. And frankly, I will say, for the past week, they are in Springfield now. And we are doing our due diligence. It's in the House. And once it passes the House, it will go into Senate. And he is there speaking on our behalf as residents, you and my behalf, to make sure we can get the funding to run our cities, to staff our streets, to staff our city hall. I mean, we are in serious financial crisis. And we have to do what we have to do. Unfortunately, lobbyists are not free. It takes a lot of time and dedication and networking ability. So that is what the lobbyist is doing on our behalf. And thank you for your question. Okay, we're not going to take questions from the audience, but just so we can make clear, the court ordered that we have to pay back our pensions that we did not pay for the last 20 years to the fire and to the police department. So that meant anyone that works for us did not get their pensions paid. So when they go to retire, and many of them, the fire department and the police department, they do not qualify for Social Security. That is their own pension. So if they don't have that to live on and to bake on, they're not gonna survive. So because of past administrations, and we're going past 20 years, and I hate to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are not the only town. So these officers and our firemen are putting their lives on the line with no security of a future. And that is why the courts mandated to take 35% of our funding, our money. And we were okay with that. We knew we had to pay that. We want to do what's right, just like you want to do what's right. But the problem lies, there are a lot of grant money out there. And we don't have that extra money to ante up. I mean, God, we know we don't even have the money to staff our city hall. So, I mean, we are constantly doing our due diligence. So we're gonna go ahead and take the vote, and I hope that ends the debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
We have a motion by the fifth and a second by the third. Mayor Pro Tem Drewski,
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman,
No.
Alderperson Smith,
Yes.
Alderperson Key,
Yes.
Alderperson Randall,
Aye.
Alderperson Rogers,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We would like to now go to the February 23rd bills list.
February 9th, 2026.
February 9th. Please do it. We can do February. We'll do the February 9th bills list. And the chairman makes a recommendation that we ratify and pay all of our bills.
Okay, so we're going February 9th, 2026. We need a motion and a second.
Motion to approve February 9.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any debate?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we have two people debating. Alderperson Chapman, would you please? Remember, it's one question at a time until everyone has the opportunity, and then we can go back to a second question. Thank you.
Based on us not receiving any detail beyond the bills list, how are we identifying what's essential and non-essential? And we're currently, as you just mentioned, in a financial distress. We're 35% of our funding is intercepted by the comptroller to pay back pensions. So when I see something at a total of $60,000 for B&F, for inspectional services, is that the best use of funding? And I don't know if that's to you or to the finance chair. Are we using the best, are we making the best option, or we're choosing the best route of how $60,000 is being spent per month, $300,000 annually?
Thank you. Thank you for your question. The amount of expenses are reviewed by several people. It goes through our city comptroller, who has the jurisdiction and his staff, And then we have a committee, and the three committee are on the finance chair. They go through and they make a suggestion whether the votes go through or not. And those three people are Chairperson Tyrone Rogers, Deputy Chair Alderperson Randall L., and then Committee Person Alderperson Talady Smith. So those three people go through the list. Now, as we're coming up, they have a committee. Once they decide it goes to the city council, then we have a vote. So the use of the money, hindsight, I can't say if a particular item is more important or not. But at this point, that is what's on the bills list. So I thank you for your question. Alderman Keys.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I really want to start off by saying that the type of person I am, and the reason I'm here right now is for the people that are sitting in this audience, because you are the ones that either elected me in or didn't vote me in. But what I'm saying is simple. We've been through a process of transparency for so long, and we're so far behind. I don't want to immediately just, well, let's just pay this, let's just pay this, let's just go and get this over with. Because we already don't have no money. How you gonna pay bills when you're broke? So with that being said, if we can break things down and be able to have residents, our meeting just ended, which excuse me for my tardiness, but I'm not on the finance committee. I didn't have to be here, but I wanted to be here. But I couldn't make it, but I'm here now. And what I'm saying is simple. If we break things down simple enough where when our finance meeting ends, all questions were answered, it's still a debate, people still don't feel comfortable with their situations, it's like we just have to go along with anything. I'm not finna go along with just anything.
Alderman Keys, may I ask you a question?
I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm saying, no, that's really out of order because I'm just speaking. I don't think I said anything.
We're in the middle of a debate, and the debate has a question. And at that point, we ask one question, and then we proceed to see if there's any other questions, and then we can go back. But thank you.
Okay, so can you just repeat the question that was asked so the audience will understand?
Well, the question was to pay the bills for February 9th,
Okay.
2026.
Well, we also had a debate, so I can't say anything. So you know what, just for the residents' sake, I'm just doing the best I can, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I also want to make sure that everyone knows that because we're approving these bills, doesn't mean we're paying the bills right away. If we don't have the funds, we can only pay when the funds are available. We're just saying it was approved. But I understand what you're saying, Alderperson Chapman, and I understand Alderman Keys. And maybe the finance meeting should not be held on the same time as the city council. And maybe that's something that we would have to look at with the committeemen. Maybe alter it another day that we can accommodate everyone's questions instead of at the last minute. But in either case, there is a motion for February 9th, 2026, and there was a second.
Motion by the third, second by the fifth. Alderperson Rogers?
Madam Chair, what day of the week we have the finance meeting, I don't see where that actually makes a difference. All of the questions have been answered during the finance meeting. You're more than welcome to attend the meeting. Sir, did you come up and ask questions in regards in the finance meeting?
Okay.
Don't go back and forth with them.
I get what you're saying,
We on the
and
vote.
if you
That's
want to
fine.
keep it at that date, you're the chairperson.
Right.
But we have, if you want to keep it on that date, you are the chairperson, so you can do whenever you want to call it, and I will support you on that. But in any case, excuse me, sir.
Sir.
Excuse me, sir, the meeting is in process, thank you. So we're in the middle of a vote.
Alderperson Rogers?
Yes.
Alderperson Randall?
Aye.
Alderperson McGee?
No.
Alderperson Smith?
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Truinsky?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, folks. We'd like to make a recommendation, since we discussed this in the finance meeting earlier today. We would like to ratify the bills list for February the 23rd, 2026. Chairperson makes the motion to approve.
Second.
Madam Clerk, can you call roll, please?
Can you call for discussion, please?
Oh, I keep forgetting to do that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes. Yes, Alderperson Chapman.
You mentioned in the February 9th bills list, that you didn't have a detail on if DNF Construction Services is just a recommendation of the chair. So if I may ask you, Chair Rogers, are you familiar with how many services were provided at the rate of $60,000 per 1 month by BNF Construction Co.? How many homes were inspected? There are over 4,760 dilapidated commercial and residential properties across the city of Harvey. So there should be a line out the door of how many individuals we are bringing before us in a court to pay fines for leaving their homes in a dilapidated state. So are we familiar with how many tickets were written by BNF Construction Co. for the services they provided at $60,000 for 1 month? That's my question.
Okay, thank you for your question. And that was in reference to February 9th.
23rd.
Oh, that was on this one. You're referencing on that.
It's a pickup from what we were just detailing on February 9th.
I think at this point, the quantity of that question, when no one has the exact detail of that. So I am confident somebody on the staff could get you that information, but not prior to this vote. So I thank you for your question.
I make a motion to then approve the bills list without approving BNF Construction Co. at that amount per month.
Second.
There's an amendment of the original motion
Motion to amend.
to amend. So the first this is really confusing because we are already in the middle of a vote, and technically the rules.
We were in a discussion. And then
Oh yeah, that's right. We were in a discussion.
Then
Okay.
we'll go into.
Thank you.
Point
Thank you.
of information, when I get time.
And now we'll have.
Yes. You know, this is all new. I mean, and we're going here and there. Before at City Hall, we had the street, so please bear with me. Okay, let me address Alderperson Chapman. Would the individuals who motioned in the first place withdraw with and add the amending of removal of or tabling? Thank you, Pina. Thank you. If there is not to amend it, there will be a continuous vote on this.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
before we amend
Point of information.
the motion, I would
Hold
like
on. I had a point of
Yes.
information
Yes.
before Alderman Rogers even get a chance to speak. I don't know why he's doing that.
Yes,
But he knew I was next.
you're absolutely right. Go ahead, Alderman McKees.
Thank you. This right here is a perfect example as why we're in the situation we are in right now. So with that being said, I'm doing my best. I'm being as peaceful as possible. Mayor Pro Tem said that she can answer the question, and afterwards, I'll be able to answer our question. But immediately, I don't know if somebody just hopped in and just started doing without even showing respect that I was next in the position. That's the problem we're going. This is why we're going through the things we want to do. We don't want to fall behind any more bills more than we have. And when people talk about 17 years, we need to keep it real. I've been alderman for 7, 8 years, and that's all I'm focusing on when I got here. I'm not finna run or do anything and say anything about what happened before I got here, because I knew when I ran what I was getting into. So all I can talk about is long as I've been here. And I want to be as fair as possible to everybody in our residents, so they don't have the questions afterwards. The questions were not answered, the meeting was not complete. Things are still left on the table, but we're still proceeding on. Business cannot continue to operate that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're verifying right now if BNF was on the agenda for the 23rd.
I had a point of order.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
To be totally transparent and to address Second Ward Alderman Chapman's question in regards to BNF as far as how many inspections they did and how they're being billed, how the city is being billed, I would like to redirect that question to Mr. Lewis Williams, who has a little more insightfulness on how to answer that question. And we won't have to reverse it. Maybe he can satisfy Alderwoman's question anyway. Mr. Lewis, would you like to respond?
On that bill list, I don't see a bill for BNF at all.
I didn't think so. I thought it was on January 9th.
Okay, January 26th, there's no bill for $60,000.
February 9th, pardon.
That
It's
vote was already taken. That was already taken. And we have a motion on the floor for February 23rd. I'm apologetic over all this. February 23rd, 2026. Deputy Clerk, can you please call?
Point of order, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. We're not out of order for anything that we're doing tonight. Perhaps, as you mentioned, there has been oversight, that there is a $60,000 tab. And regardless if we did take a vote, that is something, it's a 61 month is someone's annual salary.
And I respect that, but yes, we are out of order because we are currently on the next bills list for February 23rd, 2026. So let's just agree to disagree and go ahead and take the vote. Thank you.
Alderperson Chapman?
No.
Alderperson Smith?
Yes.
Alderperson Key?
No.
Alderperson Randolph?
Aye.
Alderperson Rogers?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Drowinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. And I will add, Alderperson Chapman, I do understand what your question is, and we will get you that information. Okay? So for the record, she did bring up a good question, and we will get that information. So if you do not get that information by Ms. Davis, can you get Alderperson Chapman that information along with the rest of the aldermen, say maybe by Thursday? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We're on to the treasurer report.
Great. Yes. The facts.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate being put back on the agenda. It's been a long time, so I am nervous again for speaking, but I do appreciate at least being put back on the agenda. I did submit my report to the council a little earlier this evening, and the comptroller did provide what he considered a revision of my report. However, I would like to still give my report with some explanation. His concern was that my report implies or gives the impression that we have money available that we do not. So I want to, I guess, specify that the money that the report that I'm about to give, it includes restricted and unrestricted accounts. So what that means is there are some accounts or some funds that we cannot use for general purposes. Like they were saying, some of the TIF money, the grant money can only be used towards the purpose that we requested the grant for. So we can't just push it over to a different account and use it for whatever we want. So this report includes both those, restricted and unrestricted. I did not separate the two, so mine is combined. In addition to that, there are a couple accounts that he has stated that he gets bank accounts, I guess physical statements from, that I have not seen, so that is not included in my report because I usually go by the online accounts. So I am actually in contact with the bank to try to see if that can be rectified. So with that being said, my account does not include the accounts for the TIF TOD or the donations and special events account. I don't want to go one by one, but so my report is the unaudited monthly summary of the bank accounts as of January 31st, 2026. And this is the actual activity for that month. It does not reflect any outstanding checks or any proposed debts. It is the actual activity in those accounts. The general deposits had a balance of $181,372.22. The general disbursements had a balance of $826,475.62. The motor fuel tax had a balance of $206,995.45. The TIF ARCO had a balance of $24,798.65. The TIF Center Street had a balance of $40,603.84. The TIF Cresco had a balance of $97,556.42. The Dixie Corridor had a balance of $247,274.79. The Dixie Square TIF had a balance of $201,967.18. The RPM TIF had a balance of $2,934.99. The Sibley Dixie TIF had a balance of $206,641.83. The credit card account had a balance of $11,200.84. The debit card account had a balance of $4,594.56. The escrow funds account had a balance of $38,624.40. The grant account had a balance of $307,084.18. And the water fund account had a balance of $173,997.74. Again, this does not include the TIF TOD and the donations and special events accounts. That gives a total balance of $2,572,122.71. Again, that is the cash balance for January, as of January 31st, 2026.
Thank you, Trey. Please. Now, I want to clarify your name. Thank you for explaining that. It's restricted funds and what funds?
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted. And so I'm asking that question because that's a combined amount. That was a lot of information, so I thank you for going through that. Okay, now, I need a motion. Is there a motion? We cannot, I'm sorry, I can ask your question later, afterwards, but not during the meeting. Okay, we have to have some kind of the protocol, but I thank you. Okay, is there a motion to appoint an acting mayor?
I make a motion to appoint Shirley Jurency as acting mayor.
Second.
Okay, thank you. And we will close, take the vote. Is there a discussion? Hearing none, we will take a vote. Deputy Clerk?
Alderperson Rogers?
Yes.
Alderperson Rainbow?
Aye.
Alderperson Key?
Yes.
Alderperson Smith?
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jurency?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Judge Detmer, would you do the honors, please? Thank you. Thank you. Judge Denmark, I was so honored to have her swear me in as an alderman. So thank you very much.
It's truly an honor to be here with the residents of Harlem. Thank you so much for your time. Are you ready? All right, if I can have you raise your right hand for me. I state your name.
I, Shirley Truancy. I, Shirley Truancy.
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly Yes.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear
Or affirm.
that
I will support.
That I would support
The Constitution.
the Constitution
Of the United States.
of the United States,
The Constitution.
the Constitution
Of the State of Illinois.
of the State of Illinois,
And the laws thereof.
and the laws thereof.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
I will faithfully discharge
The duties of the office.
the duties of the office
Of acting mayor.
of acting mayor
For the city of Harbin.
for the city of Harvey
To the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As you can tell, for those of you who know me, I was very, very nervous. So I am honored, and truly, truly honored. Thank you. And Council, thank you very much. I pledge to work with each and every one of you. And hopefully, we could actually have a decent conversation and work together and keep the communications going. So I thank you very much. Okay, the next part is to appoint an acting clerk. Now, as I explained, as I explained that in the last meeting, that we asked the alderman to have a representative of their ward and do the interviewing process. And we did that. And those of you who participated, I thank you very much. The residents met for 2 days straight, interviewing all the candidates. I still have that laryngitis. Then what happened, we took 2 aldermen, 2 senior aldermen. That was Alderman Alderman Tracy Keys and Alderman Tyrone Rogers. They went through all the applicants and picked out 2 interviewees. And there was a tie. So what happened was, I went back to the residents' applications, their interview process, and I calculated the votes. And the one that won 6 to 4 votes was Miss Janet Rogers. Miss Janet Rogers, would you please stand and approach? We need a motion to confirm my appointment for Janet Rogers as our city clerk. Thank you.
Motion to appoint Janet Rogers as city clerk.
He was supposed to recuse himself. He can't do that. He can't.
Is there a second?
That's a law. He can't do that.
He hasn't voted yet. He hasn't voted yet. Just wait. He hasn't voted.
He was supposed to be in the process.
He's not.
There is motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, we have a motion and we have a second.
Legal, not ethical.
So, Madam Clerk, could you please call? Is there a discussion? Excuse me. Do we have a discussion among the, thank you. Madam, Alderperson Chet, please.
Thank you. I just want to be clear, while I truly appreciate that we had a special advisory committee, you took note from all the alderpersons in order to push out a process that was community involved. My issue with this particular process is I don't know if we did it with true fidelity or true procedural thought process. Tonight we are, and if you recall in our last council meeting on February the 9th, we had 2 nominations for the acting mayor. Tonight we're only having 1 nomination be put before us. And just from a procedural standpoint, this has nothing to do with a personal standpoint. Again, procedurally, we should have had both candidates that were in the top 2. As you know, we discussed this, Madam Mayor Jawinski. But that is a major concern. We're constantly having an oversight over procedure. This has nothing to do with personal. This has everything to do with procedure. Things can be legal, but be highly unethical. And so in order for us to move forward in a new trajectory, we must do everything out front, done in the face of the public, just like we should have the other candidate that should be here before us that was also the second runner-up, similar to what we showed you all as residents on Monday, February the 26th. Pardon me, that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Alderman Keys?
I'm sorry, I pressed it off.
I'm trying to get it right here. Thank you. So do I call you pro temp or do I call you, what do I call you right now?
Mayor.
Acting Mayor. Thank you.
Can I call you Shirley like we always do?
I would love for you to call me Shirley.
One of the, few things that we have in common, we prefer to be who our name is. Call me Tracy, call me Shirley. I want to be called all when I earn it. Oh, man, this is up again. Well, I'm not gonna do that, so at least I got y'all attention. But I just want to really basically say, it's not so much of a debate, the procedures of how everything went along, and everything is just really moving so fast. I don't want to rush things. I do want to say that all candidates that interviewed for a position are extremely great. It wasn't no easy decision, and I'm being as fair as possible, so I just want to make the best decision as possible. Thank you.
Thank
That's,
you.
that's my debate on being fair.
Okay, thank you. The process was anyone who lived in Harvey could apply. There is no directive that two people cannot serve on the board at the same time. They are in different capacities. So with that being said, and I do understand, I am going to ask Alderman Rogers to abstain from voting. So with that being said, we have a motion on the floor. It was Alderman Smith, and then the second was Alderman Randall L. So, ma'am, Deputy Clerk, can you please call the roll? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. I thought.
They got paid.
Oh, I know, these chairs are terrible.
My bad.
Yes, I concur.
Alderperson Chapman?
No.
Alderperson Smith?
Yes.
Alderperson Key?
Abstain.
Alderperson Randolph?
Aye.
Alderperson Rogers?
Abstain.
Mayor?
No, it's majority one.
You have the tie-breaking vote, it's a 2-2. We have 2 abstains.
It's two, oh, okay.
The abstention vote with the majority.
Okay, actually, the mayor or the drum mayor gets the vote when there is a tie. We have 2 yeses, 1 no, and 2 abstain. So in order to get the third vote, I will be voting, and I vote yes. Thank you.
Why don't y'all escort that out? Escort this shit out.
Judge Penlock, I'm so sorry. Can you please swear in the clerk?
When y'all gonna put it out?
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? I state your name.
I, Janet Rogers,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and the laws thereof,
and the laws thereof,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of Acting City Clerk
of Acting City Clerk
of the City of Harvey,
of the City of Harvey,
Cook County, Illinois,
Cook County, Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
You have been sworn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Clerk, would you please have your seat? Okay.
She's finishing her job.
Okay, she's gonna finish her job. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna start with public comment.
Oh, I got the time.
You got it.
I got it, babe. Trust me, I got it.
First up is Ryan Simwalski, followed by Glennis James Watson.
Let's start lining up.
Get it, Glenn. Say it again. Say it again. Say it. Excuse me.
I should have heard that first.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Simbowski, Harvey resident. Gosh, where to start tonight? I noticed a lot of things were voted on this evening, City Council, but one thing that was not voted on was opening the books for the city. That means you should be posting all the receipts, all the statements, all the invoices involving our money and our resources, because it's public. Remember, this is not a private company. This is not your private company. You are here as our representatives. You are taking care of our resources. That includes land, money, all resources are all public. We need an immediate audit of city employees. We should be rehiring our essential workers. Recently, it took almost 12 minutes for firefighters to respond to the fire on Sibley because station number 2 was closed because we don't have enough. We have 3 to 4 firefighters on shift for a city of 6 square miles, which is not acceptable. There's also an animal left for dead on Sibley earlier this week because we don't have any animal control. What we do have is we have a whole bunch of people up here who are paid. They get paid $44,000 some a year, the aldermen, plus $25,000 a year in their expense accounts. We also have Ms. Ramona Simpson and Ms. Korea Davis who are making big bucks with your taxpayer dollars. They get city cars to take home, but we don't even have police or fire to cover our basic needs. So it doesn't seem like there's no money. It seems like they're paying the bills somehow. How are they being paid? Where's all that towing money go? When you tow our cars for doing nothing and people pay $1,000 to $2,000 at a pop, where does that cash money go? The settlement money for the businesses, you're asking them to pay $2,500 a month. Where does that money go? Why does Shirley have a city car that we pay for? Why did she take 2 patrol officers off the street when they could be protecting us? We have 3 to 4 officers per shift, tops, for our whole city. So, criminals just come on over. I mean, is this like an open invite? This is crazy. The Homewood mayor drives his own little car around. I've talked to him plenty of times. Why can't the mayor of Harvey do the same thing? If you really cared about residents and workers, you would open the books. We don't know that we're in a financial crisis. We could have a surplus for all we know. There's a lot of money being paid out every month. There's a lot of bills being paid. How are you deciding which bills to pay, which not to? Did you notice how they always vote on paying money, getting money with grants, or land? It's always about money or land. But we never vote on opening the books and rehiring our essential employees. So, this is not acceptable here. And like I said, don't lie to our faces and say you care about the city and you care about that we don't even have proper staffing levels when we don't know where any of the money is going at all. We can't believe anything you say. I want to see it on paper. And so do these hardworking residents.
Next up is Glennis James Watson, followed by Alicia Nicole.
All right, good evening. My name is Glennis James Watson. I am a resident of the First Ward, and I just want to make a point that I notice how you all are carrying on your business effectively with pen and paper. You should return the monitors and computerized systems installed at City Hall and use that money for more pressing matters. But I digress. I'm concerned that the operations of the council is business as usual, and I'm not optimistic that things are going to change. The recent process of selecting an interim city clerk is a case in point. There is a great essay written, and here's the link to it. A great essay written by someone with firsthand knowledge of how the process unfolded. As a resident, I have my own questions. Why did the process to appoint an interim clerk happen in roughly the span of 48 hours? Why wasn't the selection of the Special Action Committee, why did it not follow these as stated at the last City Council meeting? In fact, I submitted an email to my alderperson, got no response, followed up with a phone call, but the city phone number doesn't have voicemail. How convenient. The former clerk that resigned effectively as of 1/1/26, January 1st, 26. So how was it possible that the former clerk was part of the committee and part of the selection process? How is that impartial? And Alderman Keys, as we just know, Alderman Key and Alderman Rogers sat on the Special Action Committee as the alderpersons, but Alderman Rogers' wife was the candidate for the interim clerk position. And he recused himself, but that's still nepotism, favoritism, and certainly not impartial. And I was just wondering, was the city's HR professional consulted for best practices in handling such a situation as this? Or was the legal counsel consulted on how to conduct this process for selecting an interim clerk? So that if any of the candidates who were not selected feel the process was not fair or equitable, and then they decide to sue the city, now there's yet another lawsuit that could have been avoided if only the proper procedures were in place. You guys aren't giving us reasons to have confidence in you. As stated, processes, transparency, and clear communication from the council to the resident are vital at this point. Give us a reason to have confidence in you.
Next up is Alicia Nicole, followed by Alex Blackman.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm here as a 6th Ward Harvey resident. First let me congratulate the new mayor, acting mayor, Shirley Jurinsky. Congratulations. Congratulations to the new clerk, Janice Rogers. Congratulations, and I'm glad to see the city is attempting to try to move forward. One thing that I have to speak on, because I was unfairly singled out at the last meeting by Ryan Siglowski, the person that spoke a few minutes ago. First of all, Ryan has his own agenda. In my opinion, his agenda is self-serving and it hinders in racism, okay? He's on a witch hunt after our Black leaders. I will say this. He tried to say that there was a restraining order against me. I asked him to show it because that is another one of his fabrications. He thinks that the person that he does have a restraining order against, who has over 130,000 followers, he feels like anyone that follows him is named in his restraining order, which is an abuse of the system, and he was reprimanded for doing so at court. He was denied that same restraining order that he tried to include me on, which I'm not. I'm part of 120,000 people that follow a certain person. He tried to include me on that restraining order. Actually, he didn't even include me. He thinks that I'm one of 120,000 that applies to. It doesn't work that way. The judge reprimanded him for being so disrespectful in court. He shopped around after being denied a restraining order. He shopped around until he found a judge that went along with his privilege, who was happy to side with the Black man for just made up instances. Now I want to speak to Alderman Keys, who I don't even know, never met him. He's very standoffish towards me, and I'm wondering, he speaks about residents and residents this and residents, he's speaking on behalf of the residents, but he just seems very unapproachable. And I think there's another alderman up there as well, Kobe Chapman, who just, I feel like if we don't hate the people, or not hate, that's a strong word, if we don't dislike the people that they don't dislike, then it's a problem. And I feel like as an elected official, that's unbecoming. Get your personal feelings out of this politics and be here for the people, really for the people, regardless of how you feel about someone personally. I don't have to like the people you like. I don't have to dislike the people you dislike. None of that is going to move this city forward. We need to move forward. But again, Ryan Siglowski is a racist. He put a police report on an 80-year-old Black woman saying that she harassed him and threatened him. He tried to weaponize the Harvey Police Department against me last week, asking that they file a report on me, all because I asked him how he thought the verdict went, which went in his favor, but he got no time.
Give her more time. She needs more time. She needs more time.
Next up is Alex Blackman, followed by Joseph Wood.
I got rats. Deplorable. Like you. We take one and no one. Please stay that way. No, you stay that way. Stay in your lane.
Okay.
Please,
My
get your
bad,
friend,
my bad,
Shirley.
I'm sorry.
That's your
I'm
friend.
sorry, Shirley,
Remember
I
that.
apologize.
Age is no qualifier of maturity.
All right, please, we are in this
Look, that's y'all
meeting. Everyone take a deep
All of
breath.
y'all, so get her.
Thank
Thank
you. Let's all keep a deep,
That's good.
take a deep breath
Come on,
and
Mayor.
move on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Joe Whittington, followed by Chappelle Hubbs.
A big bully.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Joe.
I want to congratulate my good friend Shirley, Mayor Shirley Lewinsky. I want to congratulate the city clerk, Janet Rogers, and I want to tell everybody that I'm very pleased to see that we are meeting together and talking. My name is Joseph Whittington Jr. I'm a Harvard resident, former alderman of the 2nd Ward. My purpose today is to talk about moving forward. I've been very saddened for a long time, and actually in Harvard, has been always trying to move forward. And there's always been this type of attitude that goes on here, and I call it trauma. Trauma is in the mind of people that don't seem to think that they can move forward from their pain. This is a very important subject to me as a senior, a homeowner, and a former elected official in Thornton Township and in Harvard. I had the pleasure to serve in my community for over 30 years because I believe in good leadership. I believed that Harvard was going to be like Atlanta at one time, but I found out it's a part of my past with corruption in Chicago, with attitudes of crime, gangs, and people wanting to benefit off of the people, the little people, the people. We are the people. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I want the people to tell me what to do. I want them to look at every city council meeting, take your assignment, your agenda that we have for city council, and show it to your residents. And they will tell you what they want you to vote on. Don't vote for yourself. I wrote a book, What is American Ghetto Life? 300 eye-opening truths about life in the city. I also say the hood, because I like the word hood. I like the word ghetto, because ghetto means wealth.
30 seconds.
All throughout the whole city of Chicago, all the city communities that went down, now they all are developed, because leadership is lacking. We got to focus on how we're going to move the city forward. We got sewers that got to be clean, curbs got to be clean, trash houses on the side, abandoned houses. We got weeds growing on the side, but the people now are going to have to come together and help the city. We've got to take over our neighborhood, or someone else will. Thank you.
Next up is Chappelle Hubbs, followed by Reverend M. King
Good evening, Harvey. My name is Chappelle Hubbs. I am a 52-year resident of Harvey. And if Lord willing, I will be 53 this year. But I also wanted to bring up the fact that in this process of choosing and appointing these officials, there's an executive order number 18-12, you can look it up. And it talks about the executive order to eliminate nepotism in the state government hiring. And being that There's familial relationships here. They should have recused themselves. This is one of the reasons why Harvey is in the state that it's in, because of familial relationships in the city government. We have people that continue to bring in their families and appoint them to positions, and they're being paid with public funds. Alderman Rogers should have been recused from the whole total process once his wife put in an application. He shouldn't have been able to vote, abstain, nothing. He should have been recused. And also, I mean, people need to do their research and start looking up these officials that's being appointed or elected. Because that path is sketchy. I don't want somebody to be in control of my records and they have the past that they have. That's just something that we're not doing as a community. We're not looking into people's backgrounds. Yeah, you might have been, Ms. Rogers, you might have been, by Pat Quinn, you've been, what is that they call that? Pardoned. But I mean, you did what you did. And that's not gonna go away. So how can you be trusted with the public's records and you can be trusted with the state's money? And what happened to the 1.5 million chicken wings deal? I mean, you were sitting on the board as president, that money went out the door. Y'all voted for that. You know, it's just, we need to do better. And we'll see where this 30 million gonna go.
Well stated.
Next up is Reverend M. King Jr., followed by Melissa Crawford.
Reverend M. King Jr. on 216 China Beloved Harvey. I was on it for many, many years. I just want to say there's a time right now for our city to come together. Whatever we like or don't like, we've got 2 years to make a decision on that. And then I want to do all I can in the city of Harvey to make it work. Everything I can. And I want us to stop shading the different alderpersons. Stop shading them. Let them do their job. If they have a question, let them have the question. Whatever it is. And I like to see some teamwork. I don't like to see the 4 and 2 and things like that. I want people to think for themselves and to act for themselves. Look, this city is in big trouble. Financially, socially, economically, and we're an embarrassment to the south suburbs at half the time. So let's come together and let people know that a majority of Negro community in this February month can work together and do something that's good for the community. Well, Lord knows I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to make this city work. I'm going to make this city work. And I'm going to say something. No shade on any alderpersons. We haven't had one meeting from an alderperson since there's been an election in the 6th ward. Well, I'm going to have meetings. We're going to come together. We're going to make this work, and I guarantee you nothing bad's going to happen. And I'm glad to see Rosa here because Rosa went through a whole lot. She's went through a whole lot, and I think she'll give her a hand. Give Rosa a hand. She did all she could for this city. She drops off candy and hearts and all that kind of things. So I thank you, Harvey, and I thank you very much. Well, let's, like I said again, let's work together. So let's let the whole nation know that the city of Harvey is not something that just sits on the side. We're not a side dish. We're the main menu.
Next up is Melissa Crowley.
Hi, my name is Melissa Crowley, and I'm from the 2nd Ward. And I have some serious concerns.
I served on the Special Advisory Committee assembled to interview candidates for the municipal clerk vacancy. First, I want to acknowledge the appointment that has just been made. Anyone stepping into public service deserves legitimacy and public confidence from the very beginning. And this is precisely why processes matter. Tonight, I am speaking in terms of Illinois law, not rumor, not emotion, not speculation, not targeting anyone, just simply the law. Under the Illinois Public Officer Prohibited Activities Act, 50 ILCS 105/3, public officials may not be directly or indirectly financially interested in municipal work. Under 65 ILCS 3.1 through 55 through 10 of the Illinois Municipal Code, a municipal officer may not be financially interested directly or indirectly. Employment is municipal work. Employment creates a financial interest. Additionally, under the Illinois Governmental Ethics Act, 5 ILCS 420/3, a public official may not use their office for personal financial gain. These statuses exist to prevent not only actual conflicts of interest, but also indirect influence and structural advantage. And even the Bible said, shun the very appearance of evil. During this process, an alderman was present during the interviews on the first day, and that alderman was the husband of the person you saw selected tonight, which means he heard the question.
20 seconds.
And he heard the other interviewees. There was no formal recusal. Further, under the Illinois Open Meetings Act, official actions and recusals must be reflected in public record. It safeguards where implemented and documentation should be available.
Your time is up.
There's a video. Ask to see the video. You can hear my objection.
Okay. We're on to aldermanic comments. Alderperson Rangel, would you care to go first? You first.
City of Harvey, residents, and friends, and family, and media, and everybody, thank you all for being here. I believe everybody plays a role in what happens here tonight, and everybody's important in whatever role that you particularly play. I just want to ask that everybody listen, if you know how to pray, please pray. It's one thing to have a lot to say, but one thing my grandmother always told me, you got something to say, then you should also have something to pray about. And I'm a true firm believer that the city of Harvey must remain in God's hands ultimately. I don't care, including myself, who sits up here. Ultimately, that's what we need to be doing, is really just praying for our city. Pray for your leaders. Regardless of what you do, we're all humans. So we constantly need prayer, we constantly need your support, we constantly need your encouragement. And that's what I believe will also go into a key role in allowing the city of Harvey to move forward. It'll be each and every person doing their role. If your role is essentially, support, pray, then please do that. Definitely by all means, I don't think there's any bad questions. I understand every single question that every resident has. I understand why you have them. And those questions are very important because it makes us get better and better at doing what we do. When I look at the agenda, when I look at the packet, my mind goes to, it didn't always happen that way. This happens over time. okay, what are the people going to ask about, right? It helps you get better in the moments where you do have those questions, right? So you start to look at things a little bit different, and that comes from you all having those questions. If you're smart enough, you start to learn about that so that you can be better prepared for those questions. Lastly, I wanted to wait to this point to try to address some of this, dealing with the finance committee and the process and things that happen there. I like this in year one, and this is why I refer to Lewis Williams a lot. I think he does deserve a lot of respect for what he does here. But from day one, this is, and I don't know if this changes. Each and every alderperson has a right to, I think his choice was email.
30 seconds.
Send in those requests for invoices that you want to see. It is not just something that happened or should happen by 3 individuals. Everybody has a right to say, Department number 103, I missed, Ms. Wynn, can you pull that for me, can you pull that for me, can you pull that for me? They put you in a nice little room, let you look at it. When you're done, ask any questions you got about it, give it back, okay? Everybody can do that. The more eyes on it, the better. I'd rather have 6, 7 eyes on that. It all helps the process, and it also helps build public trust. It's not just a few of us making decisions, it's all of us making decisions. The more the merrier. Thank you. Please see you at the next meeting. Don't forget to pray for us.
Other person, Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, as we all need to see for ourselves what's going on in your city. Don't listen to what everybody says. Let that be your judgment, not what other people tell you in the stories. I want to thank the resident that did come out and speak about us having our own respect for each other as far as what their beliefs and what they think we should be right and what should. If I don't like what you say, you shouldn't like what I not say. You know, everyone shouldn't be jumped on or tagged on if I have belief in something. Because judgment, you know, God says, who have not seen, cast the first stone. We all have a past. Everybody got something that they did in their past they're not proud of or ashamed of or wouldn't want nobody to know. So to drag out somebody else's laundry, be careful, because they can come back out on you as well. Now, our mayor is not here anymore. So who are we going to blame now? Who are we going to blame now? He's not here anymore, so we don't have to blame him. And so, again, what I ask you guys to do is this. The Bible says, for lack of knowledge, they shall perish. That does not only mean for the word of God, it also means knowledge of learning about things. Learn about your government, because see, that's something the school system kind of judged us about. They discredited us with. Learning social studies. They should have taught us civics. So we'll understand how government works, how bills are paid, how government even works, why we have this, why we have that. That's something we all been explaining for the past 3 years. We try to move this city forward. 3 years, as you guys can see. Y'all get your mail inserts. We all know who the days and who moving the city forward and who trying to stop it. But at the end of the day, when you got 4 votes, you're going to get things moved forward. So this is what we need to be looking at. What is your gain? What are you taking a gain out of this? What are you? Is it for the people or is it for self? Because that's what a lot of it is. Transparency and accountability, I've heard that a whole lot of times, but we're not transparent about a lot of things. And we're not even transparent about some of these receipts around here. I need to see receipts on what people doing what they expense checks around here. Because some things you ain't supposed to spend on, but you spend it on. So while we talking about us stealing and cheating and doing all that, we need to make sure their receipts is aligned up with the government, with accounting laws as well. So that's all I'm saying. So again, you don't have to like me. I'm gonna say what I want, because I believe in what I believe in too. And I love the city of Harvey, just like our mayor did. Our mayor died trying to pick this city up the way it was, and no matter how people got up here and attacked him, I want you all to know. He's not here to take us over to the cross to the other line. It's going to be up to y'all responsibility to stand up, keep your eyes open, and don't fall for the okie doke. Okay? Y'all have a great night.
Thank you.
That okey-doke.
Person Chapman.
She need medication. She not mad.
Good evening, Second Ward of the City of Harvey. I want to first start off with congratulations to Acting Mayor Shirley Jawinski, as well as to Janet Rogers on Acting Clerk. This is a pivotal moment for our city, and transitional moments require steady leadership, collaboration, and a renewed commitment to doing things the right way. I also want to ground this moment in the legacy of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Reverend Jackson reminded generations of one core truth: I am somebody. That message wasn't just about self-esteem, it was about dignity, visibility, treated as worthy of respect in every room where decisions are made. And as we move through City Council, that message should guide how we govern. Because we are somebody means our residents are somebody. And they deserve a government that is clear, consistent, and accountable. It means we don't rush past process. We don't skip steps. We don't leave people confused about decisions are being made or why they're being made. At our last City Council meeting, this council voted unanimously across the board. I want to acknowledge that because unity matters. It sends a message to the residents that we can come together when clarity is provided and the process is understood. However, I want to be transparent about my understanding at that time of the vote. I was under the impression that moving forward unanimously meant we should also take a deliberate and disciplined approach to our spending, particularly separating essential obligations from discretionary purchases, like I gave an example, B&F Construction Code at $60,000 per month, $300,000 annually, and ensuring stronger financial oversight. My expectation was that unity would translate into structure, clear definitions of essential versus non-essential spending, Finance Committee, regular financial reporting before dollars leave the City, Finance Committee, a pause on all discretionary expenditures until review. I'll also have you know, residents of the great Second Ward and City of Harvey, today, across my 3 years serving as Alderwoman, I've never received a reimbursement. I'm the only older person that has yet to ever receive a reimbursement. Please make that for the record as we go and fine-tune things. Yet I did submit an expense report that was approved by 4 on this council that was not approved by myself and the 4 Ward Aldermen, for the record. This is why I continue to advocate placing non-essential spending on hold. That's what we need to do, a moratorium on all expenses. We can't spend money that we don't have. We're simply putting the cart before the horse. All I can assure you to, please continue to be adamant and about being involved in the process. Continue to ask the necessary questions until we get the necessary answers. Oversight is necessary. I invite everyone out Wednesday, March 18th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for our Second Ward City of Harvey meeting. And thank you for the additional time.
Thank you. Councilman Keys.
Can you hear me? Yeah. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Stand up my back turn a little bit. But I really want to start off by saying that I graduated in this auditorium from 1986. I was doing Wildcat for Life. That's why I rocking my purple suit. If I would walk by, I think this was my little event. But I got to get that moment on now. Wildcat for Life. And I know it's pretty Wildcats in here and everything. And all the years, and I graduated. I didn't never know I would become an alderman. You know, I was an athlete, or at least I thought I was. Well, here I am 30 years later, got laid off at my job working at the bank and came back to City of Harvey and basically started working, doing volunteer work with everything, just a little bit of nothing. But enough about me. I find it hard that people said I'm unapproachable because anybody know me. I basically was always a quiet person. So maybe that would, when somebody said that, but I don't let things like that, just let me know I need to do things better. You know, with that being said, you know, congratulations, Mayor Shirley, Janet, you know, I love y'all. I try to get along with everybody as best as possible. I try to do the right things. You know, I got my man right here, Mr. Winnington, which was a former alderman, and I can shake his hand And what people don't know, him and my son is the best of friends since what, 8th grade? Nate and my son TJ. But you never heard that in the politic thing, or when we battled backwards and forth and everything, because we got respect for each other. And that's what we really need, and that's what we really don't have. All I'm saying is just give me the opportunity. I'll be able to do the best I can, and you will know. If I could speak twice a month, I never get a chance to speak anyway. But if I get a chance to speak twice a month, you'll know just what's going on, what we're doing, and trying to do things and show that I'm a team player. You know, I even graduated from college, the only one in college, graduated from Roosevelt University. I have a degree in organizational leadership. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I didn't know that God was gonna send me back here to the city of Harvey, so I want to be able to do my job. But the thing about it, we need to cut a lot of this stuff. I mean, most of the time people talk because what they don't know. If you don't know, you're gonna listen to somebody that tell you know. Find out for yourself. And don't wait for nobody to have it. Like I said, opportunity to just knock on the door. Sometimes you gotta get out there, somebody look for a job, like a job go knock on the door. Hello, this is the job, open up the door. You don't have to be able to be like that. We gotta get out here and get it. But with our city and these time that we have before the next year, let's just stay stable. Let's be smart on how we're spending our money and the decisions that we're making and how we're doing things, and let everybody be more transparent, at least try to get along with each other. You don't have to get along with nobody, just show respect. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I want to extend a deep appreciation to District. Oh, I am so sorry. This is so hard to see. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mayor, Interim Mayor. Shirley, I like Shirley better, but we will acknowledge Interim Mayor. First of all, I'd just like to say that we should never, ever take footsteps for granted. 3 months ago, I didn't have a footstep. Today, I have an abundance of footsteps, and I give God the glory. I'd like to acknowledge some special people here. Former Alderman Keith Price, who's a great friend of mine. Alderman from Darwin, Trustee Sam Brown, and Don Core Parker, our political guru. Commissioner Lakeisha Brown. My brother here, Kenny Henderson, a great man. You know, Brother Billy O'Neill, great guy. Commissioner from the library, Felicia Brown. Now, while I'm giving all these condolences and I'm sorry, congratulations, these congratulations. Let me start, let me go into the process just a minute. Before I go a step further, it would be remiss of me if I didn't congratulate my lovely queen, Janet Rogers. And I see Vice President of Harvey School District, 152, Harvey Drive. And I see Pastor Laurier, and I'd like to thank Reverend Jeffrey Smith for that lovely prayer that he opened us up with. So we can all be on the same accord. But I'd like to go into a brief detail about how this selection process went. There were 9 candidates for the clerk's position. And I told Interim Mayor Shirley, I said, Shirley, my wife is a candidate. I don't feel comfortable by being on the interview process, even though the Alderman Keith, we didn't have an opportunity to ask one question. We were just there as kind of liaisons over this entire process. We did 5 applicants on the first day. That was my day. 5 applicants, okay? On the second day, they did 4 more applicants. That was Alderman Keith's day. And Mr. Amani, who's back there doing the video right now, he did video, a 4-hour video, and nothing was edited, nothing was taken out. Alderman Keys looked at the videos from the first day because he wasn't there in attendance. I looked at the video from the second day because I wasn't there. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest with you.
30 seconds.
On a scale of 1 to 10, my wife was a dozen. She was 12. If you want what's best for this city, then you got what's best for the city. Take your personal equations out. Okay? Let's do what's right. This is a brand new administration. We have a golden opportunity to come out of the locker room, let the coach blow the whistle, and let's play ball. Thank you all so much.
Blow whistle. Blow whistle.
Thank you, and again, my apologies. Wow. I want to thank District 205 for allowing us to use this establishment. This is a lovely, lovely auditorium. I think that we would have been really squished in City Hall, so I thank the district immensely. I want to talk about the actual due process for the clerk. I asked for 2 runners-up. 2. Then this is going to end. What happens is that the mayor or acting mayor has the authority to name the person themselves without going through any interview process. I could have put anybody in that office. But in the efforts of working together as a team, Alderperson Chapman and I had a conversation, and it was her idea, and we brainstormed this, and we ran with it. I didn't need to name a person. We'll let the residents, and then we'll have 2 aldermen. Now, the process is, if you have an open seat for either an alderman or for clerk, you can name 1 person. The mayor can name 1 person. Then the alderman would vote. And if that person did not get elected, then another person would have an opportunity. That's why I asked for 2 people, 2 applicants, instead of going through the whole process all over again. If that person did not get elected, then I would choose out of the 2 who would be our clerk. And that was the purpose of having 2 people. Bottom line, we had to have this position filled. And we as a team collectively came up with this point, and we took an extra few days, and I thank the people who volunteered their time because they did a wonderful job. So that was the process with the clerk. And I want to say to my colleagues sitting up here, we are a team. I didn't wake up and say that I wanted to be mayor. 16 years ago, people asked me, would I run for mayor? That was not my goal. That was not my goal. And sometimes God has different plans. And I'm fulfilling an agreement that we made in 2023 about Mayor Pro Tem as a senior alderman. So I thank each and every one of the council members for their confidence in their vote and their confidence in me during this very difficult time. So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to echo the sentiments of Alderperson Randall. Please think positive thoughts of our city and keep us all in your prayers. God bless. Good night.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. This is going to be a learning process. We'll all learn together. Thank you.